He was a warrior king, a monarch who spent more time on the battlefield than on his throne. To his admirers, he was the Lionheart, fearless, noble, the perfect knight. To his enemies, he was a relentless foe. His story is one of power, glory, and betrayal. The tale of Richard I of England, the Crusader King. Richard was born in 1157, the son of King Henry II of England and Eleanor of Aquitaine, one of the most powerful women of the Middle Ages. From his mother, he inherited ambition and culture. From his father, he inherited a vast empire stretching from England to the south of France. But Richard was never content to sit still. From an early age, he was drawn to the sword and the saddle, more soldier than statesman. As a young prince, Richard led armies against his own father, fighting for independence in Aquitaine. He gained a reputation for courage and ruthlessness. When Henry II died in 1189, Richard ascended the throne of England, but his heart was already elsewhere. A new crusade had been called to reclaim Jerusalem from the Muslim leader Saladin. Richard, the warrior king, answered the call. In 1190, Richard set out on the Third Crusade. Alongside kings and knights from across Europe, he sailed toward the Holy Land. His journey was perilous. On the way, he conquered Cyprus, securing a vital base for his fleet. When he finally reached Acca, he took command with characteristic force. The city fell. His reputation as the Lionheart grew. But the true test lay ahead. Saladin was a formidable opponent, a skilled general and a man admired even by his foes. In 1191, at the Battle of Arsif, Richard's tactical brilliance shone. His disciplined forces crushed Saladin's army, proving the Crusader King's might. Yet despite victories, Jerusalem remained beyond reach. Time and exhaustion took their toll. In 1192, Richard and Saladin agreed to a truce. Pilgrims could enter Jerusalem, but the city would remain under Muslim control. Richard had fought with courage, but the holy city was not his to claim. On his return to England, fate turned against him. Shipwrecked and captured in Austria, Richard was held for ransom by Duke Leopold and later handed to the Holy Roman Emperor. England was forced to pay a staggering sum for their king's release, nearly bankrupting the realm. While Richard languished in captivity, his brother John schemed to seize the throne. It was a bitter reminder that the Crusader King had neglected his own kingdom for glory abroad. Richard was eventually freed and returned to his lands in France, where he spent his final years in constant warfare. He defended his empire against rivals, especially King Philip II of France, once his ally on crusade, now his greatest enemy. In 1199, while besieging a minor castle in Limousin, Richard was struck by a crossbow bolt. The wound turned fatal. At the age of just 41, the Lionheart was dead. Richard the Lionheart remains one of the most iconic figures of the Middle Ages. He was a king who ruled for 10 years, but spent barely 6 months in England. He drained his kingdom's coffers, neglected governance, and left little behind in laws or institutions. Yet his legend endures. His courage in battle, his rivalry with Saladin, his aura as the perfect knight, these turned Richard into a symbol of chivalry and romance. Was he a reckless adventurer or a heroic warrior? Perhaps. But what is certain is that Richard the Lionheart lived and died by the sword. A king who carried the weight of a crown, but whose true throne was the battlefield. Richard I of England, the Crusader King, the Lionheart.